5:30 on Connecticut's news station.
A baby falls from a third-story window in Hartford. Tonight, we'll show you what went so badly wrong.
And
a popular summer destination spot is now a desolate strip of land. Why did the state let it get this way? And will families ever come here again? I'm Sundlun with the story on Pleasure Beach.
plus,
Martha Stewart is in a pressure cooker tonight as Congress plans a party she would rather not attend.
also,
If you don't need it now, chances are you will someday. Tonight, we'll learn some of the pitfalls to avoid when buying health insurance.
these stories and much more as Eyewitness News continues. Now, Eyewitness News at 5:30.
Good evening. In Hartford's North End tonight, police are investigating the case of a one-year-old child who just fell from a third-story window.
Now, the child is doing okay tonight, but his case is raising some safety questions. Channel 3's Susan Raff is joining us live on Homestead Avenue in the North End with the latest on the story. Susan?
Denise, this little baby fell last night from a third-floor window here at his home on Homestead Avenue. The window, we're told, is in the back of the building, and he fell from his bedroom. A lot of neighbors here are very concerned. We're told that he is doing okay in the hospital, and the good news is that he should be getting home sometime this weekend. Unfortunately, what happened here is something that happens far too often, and it's something that can be prevented.
In the summer, it's common to see windows left wide open. Unfortunately, it's a very dangerous situation for a small child.
They just don't realize that it is a danger, especially to young children under 5.
Catherine Rogers runs a prevention program for Connecticut Safe Kids through Connecticut Children's Medical Center. She says there are plenty of things that parents can do to make sure their kids don't fall out a window.
This will fit most standard windows that people see, double hung windows. It's very easy to install for parents at home. All you really need is a drill.
She says parents can put up guards. This way they can keep windows open and prevent kids from getting hurt or even killed. This past week in Connecticut, 2 small children fell from open windows. Last week in New Haven, a 3-year-old girl fractured her head after falling out a window at her home on Lombard Street. And just Thursday night, a year-old boy fell from a third-floor window in a rear bedroom. Neighbors say it's a tragedy that parents need to be aware of.
It can be prevented, and it just wasn't addressed properly because I'm next door. I've seen it and I've tried to address it, but it just wasn't addressed to the right person. And I'm sorry that something happened before, that was done.
Window guards are fairly inexpensive, under $30. If you'd like to get one or get more information about them, you can log on to our website at WFSB.com and look for Safe Kids on how you can buy a window guard. We're also told that there's a program in Hartford that gives these window guards free to low-income families. If you'd like more information about that, you can call 545-9916. Again, that number is 545-9916. These are very useful devices that help save lives. We're live in Hartford. Susan Raff, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
There are new allegations tonight against the Catholic Diocese of Norwich. A Westbrook man says he was abused by a priest when he was a teenage parishioner at St. Mark the Evangelist Church. Michael Nelligan is now suing Father Bruno Primavera, who he says molested him. The diocese says it has forwarded the complaint to its lawyers and that the church is, quote, committed to maintaining a safe environment there.
Police are working several leads tonight as they search for a man they believe assaulted a 13-year-old girl. Now, one suspect, 18-year-old Damon Mahone, is already in custody. Police think Mahone and 19-year-old Oraine Duncan sexually assaulted the girl. Investigators say they've received several tips about Duncan's whereabouts and they're following up on each one. It's believed the girl accepted a ride from the 2 men whom she knew.
In New Jersey, a mistrial has been declared in what had been called a landmark drunken driving case. Kenneth Powell was accused of being an accessory to murder after police say he let a friend of his drive drunk. That friend, Michael Pengel, died on the way home. The jury deadlocked on whether Powell was responsible for the crash. Defense lawyers had argued New Jersey State Police are at fault because they released Pengel's car keys and told Pengel where to find his car.
The investigation into the bankrupt telecommunications giant WorldCom has now revealed even more bad accounting. WorldCom has now uncovered more than $3 billion in additional bogus accounting. That brings total losses to $7 billion. The company says it cannot rule out finding even more accounting problems as the investigation continues.
In Westport, a friend of home decorating maven Martha Stewart is reportedly helping investigators looking into the insider trading scandal. Channel 3's Terzi joins us now live from the Eyewitness Newsroom with new information on Martha's mess. Al.
Dennis, the Journal says investigators have been talking to Westport real estate agent Mariana Pasternak, who reportedly was with Stewart on Stewart's private jet flying to Mexico on the day that Stewart sold the stock in question, the stock in the biotech company Imclone. Now, Imclone's former chief, Sam Waxel, another Stewart friend, is already facing federal charges, and his problems may also become a family affair.
It's a bad situation for anybody who ever came near that man.
That, says business writer Christopher Byron, could well mean Waxel's friend, Martha Stewart, if Sam Waxel wants to cut a deal.
He has a much stronger incentive now than he did 24 hours ago to supply that information to federal prosecutors. That could include Martha Stewart.
Waxel is also accused of tipping two unnamed relatives that his company's stock was about to tank due to an impending FDA rejection of an Imclone drug. Waxel's daughter and father then sold stock worth millions of dollars. Stewart sold stock worth hundreds of thousands. Mel Weiss represents Imclone shareholders who are suing.
The person who's selling is possessing information, taking advantage of that information, and in effect bagging somebody on the other side of the transaction.
While no one has accused Stewart of insider trading, just the idea of possible involvement has tarnished Stewart's image and savaged her stock. Selling at $15 a share the day Waxel was arrested, it closed at $6.69 today. In 8 weeks, her company's lost $404 million. As if that's not painful enough, Martha Stewart may soon add another public appearance to those she'd rather forget when she's subpoenaed to answer questions in Washington.
What we want to find out is, what did Martha Stewart know, when did she know it, and who told it to her?
Now, according to that person, that member of that committee investigating Imclone, if Stewart does not supply the information they're asking for, they will most definitely issue a subpoena. And that could leave Martha Stewart in the position of having to take the fifth. Hard to see how that would be good for business either. Al Terzi live in the Channel 3 newsroom.
Meanwhile, we are learning tonight that Senator Hillary Clinton accepted big money from Sam Waxel, and she says she is not giving it back. Clinton received $27,000 during 2000 when she was running for senator of New York. Senator Clinton also received campaign contributions from Enron, and after that company collapsed, she gave that money to a fund for Enron employees.
There are shocking allegations tonight as a major internet porn bust has led to arrests in the U.S. and abroad. Nearly a year after launching a secret investigation, U.S. Customs agents today busted at least 20 members of an international child pornography ring known as the Club.
I've rarely seen crimes as despicable and repugnant as the crimes involved in this investigation.
Members are accused of distributing sexually explicit photos of 45 underage children in their care. And in a majority of cases, the children's own parents or caretakers are charged with taking the pictures. One of the 10 Americans arrested has already pleaded guilty and is serving a 20-year prison term.
A legal battle over the remains of baseball great Ted Williams is on hold tonight. The executor of Williams' estate says he is now convinced that the man known as the Splendid Splinter did want to be cryogenically frozen. Al Cassidy had previously fought efforts by Williams' two younger children to preserve the remains, believing the former Red Sox slugger wanted to be cremated. Williams' daughter, Bobby Jo Farrell, says she may continue that fight.
A high school cheerleader is suing her school after she was fired as captain of the squad. Andrea Warren of St. Paul, Minnesota, lost the position for violating her school's prohibitions against alcohol and tobacco. But the 17-year-old says she's cleaned up her act. Not only is she asking to be reinstated, but her lawsuit seeks at least $50,000 from the school district.
A once popular beach on the Connecticut coast is now off limits to families. The bridge that links Pleasure Beach to Bridgeport and Stratford burned down some 6 years ago. Channel 3's Kara Sundlun visited the desolate island to find out if the public will ever be allowed back.
Nowadays, this is the only way to get to Pleasure Beach. Once a summer escape from the hot city streets of Bridgeport, it's now a desolate strip. Look beyond the overgrown grass and you'll see a decrepit carousel and concession stand.
Yeah, we discovered this, it was Father's Day, June 1996. We were on patrol, we just noticed that one of the timbers was burning.
A carelessly tossed cigarette burned down the only bridge, and that was the last day cars ever went to the island. A new bridge could cost more than $20 million. Stratford and Bridgeport don't have it, and the state isn't offering. City residents feel stranded.
When I was a child, I used to go over to Pleasure Beach all the time, and family had cottages there, and it was a pleasure to be there. Now with that gone, I mean, it puts a hinder on a lot of people.
Nowhere to go.
No, there's nowhere to go, really.
All that's left on this now desolate beach is about 40 cottages, and the owners who once fought to have the bridge rebuilt now say they don't want it.
It would open this area up to a lot of other possibilities, and we would definitely be out of here. So I think personally I'm not in favor of a bridge. I like going back and forth by boat.
Charlotte's granddaughter may not be able to grow up here. The city of Stratford owns the land and has ordered all Pleasure Beach residents to leave so the island can go back to its natural state. Bridgeport city leaders say opening the beach to the public is not a priority.
This bridge, although it would be nice to have, links the lower East End to a nice area to go and maybe lay out in the sun. Well, I can lay out in the sun right here.
For now, this will be the only way to get out to Pleasure Beach. The chairman of the State Transportation Committee says a new bridge just isn't in the cards. In Bridgeport, Sundlun, Channel 3, Eyewitness News.
All those people who filed to run for governor this week are out of luck tonight.
Coming up at 6, we'll have an update on the battle over Connecticut's primary laws.
Also, police in a trio of exclusive towns in western Connecticut want to know who is stealing signs, and they aren't talking baseball. We'll find out about a prankster run amok at 6.
And it may surprise you to learn who wants to save the New Haven Coliseum. Still ahead at 5:30, some say the building should never be demolished.
It looks like you'll need that air conditioner this weekend. I'll have the forecast for Saturday and Sunday coming up.
You're looking live at Constitution Plaza and the Phoenix building, said to be the first two-sided building on the planet.
You're watching Connecticut's news station. We'll be right back.
The race for the postseason is heating up in the American League, and both the Yankees and the A's are looking toward the playoffs. Join us for all the action as the boys from Oakland head to the Bronx. Athletics Yankees tonight at 7 on Channel 3.
Every 2 minutes, a woman in this country is sexually assaulted.
Go through the door. He's in the house.
Every woman everywhere is at risk. What you need to know now about rape. Next, Oprah.
Monday at 4 on Channel 3.
We're looking live at 91 through downtown Hartford. Looks clear here. 3 crashes work in Wethersfield. I'll have all those details for you and the delay coming up.